Welcome back to another tips and trick video, and today is how do you know where you want to land in Fortnite. And what I look at when I'm going to land is, as you can see in this picture, you see the where the battle bus is going with those arrows, and you know that places right underneath those arrows are going to be really crowded, and places like Junction and Risky Reels are going to be just way out of the map. So you want to avoid those places because they're too far away, and you want to avoid places right underneath the arrow. Now in this case, Dusty Divot's probably going to be pretty crowded because of Season 4 just being released. So I would look at what places have a good amount of loot. For example, name places like Shifty Shafts and Retail Row have a lot of loot, but they also attract more people. So if you look right, there's the prison, which is by Moisey Meyer. That might be not a bad spot to go to. It's a little bit out of the way, and there's not a bad loot there. Another place you can go to is the Containers, which is by Tomato Town. That's another good spot. There's a good amount of chests, good amount of loot, a lot of wood from those crates. So that's also not a bad spot to go. Shifty Shafts might be fine. Greasy Grove, Tilted Towers. You never know. People always are going to Tilted Towers. So that's what I would look at. The Containers, the place near Tomato Town, and the prison near Moisey Meyer. Those are the places I would look at going into. So our second example here is looking at the battle bus, and you can see it begins at Anarchy Acres and ends at Moisey Meyer. So thinking about last time, places right underneath the battle bus, bad spot to go to, especially in this case, Dusty Divot. You do not want to go Dusty Divot because people want to go there because it's a new spot, and it's also right underneath the battle bus. So again, what I will look here, I will look at Salty Springs. Depending on how aggressive a player you are, that might not be a bad spot to go to. The Containers again by Tomato Town will be a good spot to go to. Shifty Shafts is starting to get a little bit out of the way. That's not a bad spot to go to. And Fatal Fields looks not bad as well. Those are some named places you can go to. They have a lot of loot, and there's not going to be as many people because of where the battle bus is flying over. So now we're looking at example number 3, and this begins, I guess, by like Retail Row area, and ends towards Junction. So I'm thinking Containers will not be a bad spot again here, which is pretty interesting. Pleasant Park, too crowded. Junction could be is a known a place on the map with a name, and it's towards the ends of the battle bus, which might make it better, or another place to go to. I guess Tomato Town or Risky Reels might be fine, just because it's out of the way. The only problem with Risky Reels right now is that it's a new place, so people want to check it out. Yeah, Anarchy Acres will be fine, I think. I just don't see how many people will be going there, especially with the new update right now. Oh, Salty Springs towards the bottom. That's probably the farthest I would go. Maybe Shifty Shafts. That's the farthest I would go. But I'm looking Containers, Anarchy Acres, or Risky Reels. So our last example in this video is this. I think it looks like the opposite from what was it? The second example we showed. And I'm just saying Containers, Tomato Town, but instead of Salty Springs, I'll do Retail Row. And the Retail Row is dependent on how aggressive a player you are and how much experience you have, because a lot of people probably will be going there. It's a big place, known location, and there's a lot of loot there. If you're looking at a place, or if you're thinking more out of the area, Pleasant Park might not be a bad known location, and maybe a hotel might not be fine. The only problem with the hotel is that's the very first stop from the battle bus. So always remember, when you're jumping from the battle bus, you want to be not underneath the arrow, and you want to try to be out of a known location, unless you're going out of your way to get some loot. I'm sure you can find other videos on YouTube where to find loot in places that are not known locations, and known locations are the places on the map with names. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and feel free to send me some pictures on the battle bus and say like, hey, where did I mess up here? I landed in this such and such location, and I came in and I died right when I landed from the bus. Like, this used to happen to me when I was a newer player, and I didn't learn until recently that where you want to land and how you want to land. So hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.